Welcome to our preview of the 2023 baseball season as we talk to our coaches and count down to opening day. We have a new head coach with us, Alex Guerra of the Radford Highlanders. Coach, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having us, Mark. Appreciate it.
Well, you have an interesting case among the group because you are transitioning in and not just being a new head coach here, but head coach of your alma mater as well. Talk about implementing a system or getting to know the guys. What's the outlook for this year and how's your transition been?
It's been great. We've got a tremendous group of players. They've been a lot of fun to be around. Along with them, our coaching staff, our support staff, they've made this transition, really seamless. You alluded to it, a second ago, coming back and being a head coach at my alma mater. It's special. This place means a lot to me, and I want to try to do everything I can to put our players in the best position to have the type of experience that I had when I was here. Our culture has been really important to us, being blue collar, being a family, and instilling that mindset with them on a daily basis. And our guys have just done a phenomenal job of embracing us and things that are important. And we're really excited about the season. Our expectations for us to go out there and compete for a Big South championship. And that will always be the expectation, regardless of the year. And they've done a great job of putting the necessary effort into that goal.
Well, you just to expound on that a little bit, you mentioned your experience there. What are you telling your guys about your time in the Big South, or what can you relate to them that maybe really drives home the fact that you know what you're talking about and you've been there?
It's been a really competitive conference. Back when I was a player here, we had some other teams that were obviously in our league, but every weekend was a grind. Very similar teams as far as the way that they were built, similar type of styles in the way they were built. Obviously, not being in the league in the last few years, I'm not as ingrained as to every single team. But, back in 2015, you could argue that was probably one of the strongest years from an overall parity standpoint. I mean, High Point, I believe, won 37 games that year. Winthrop, I think, won 40 games that year, and those teams respectively finished like third and fourth in the league. And it's a league you got to bring it every single weekend. Really good coaches, really good players, and ultra competitive. So our guys know we have our work cut out for them each weekend when we get into conference play. And I think the mentality that we're trying to instill as a coaching staff of believing that they can accomplish absolutely anything they set their mind to, and as long as they put in the necessary work, and to try to be a champion, regardless of what's happened in the past and their records or whatever. It's about really instilling that mindset of being a winner.
Right. Well, let's take a look at the plate first here. We got the bats in our hands, and Cameron Pittman is one of the top returners in the lineup for Radford. Tell me a little bit about his role and who else is going to help in production.
Cam's an explosive player. He's very dynamic. He'll hit at the top of our lineup for us. He can run. His skill set with handling the bat is about as good as I've been around of anybody I've ever coached. He's a plus defender in the outfield. And once he gets on the bases, he can wreck some havoc. He's a game changer. He's kind of our catalyst, and as once he gets going, we've got some newcomers. Tristan Shoemaker. We've got a returner last year, Julian Rojas, he defines our culture as far as the way we want to play and the style. We've got some nice older guys that are going to fill in and really make an impact. Tanner Bars, Zach Whitaker, Paul Moore, another newcomer in Zach Malia. So I'm really excited about the position player group. We've got some nice freshmen, Sully Tibbs, Gary Poncione. They've done a really good job for us this fall. So really talented position player group, and I'm excited to see what they do this year.
Well, and hitting is a good part of the picture, but it's not the whole picture. So let's talk about pitching and hit the mound, flesh out that staff for us a bit.
We got a bunch of newcomers and some really, really good returners from last year as well. So, Eli Parks, Scott Rouse, Carter Seabrook, Zach Malia. Those are some of the newcomers. Then you got Luke Von Gator, got William Flanagan, Ty Burton, Landon Higgerson, and along with some new guys, some of the freshmen as well, Colin Williams. Those guys have done a great job, as long as the other guys that I've not mentioned. Really excited about our pitching staff. I felt like our guys really made a huge jump once we started from the fall and concluded at the end of individuals. I mean, the competitiveness, the development, and it's just a testament to our pitching coach, Christian Bourne. He's done a great job with them, and we're expecting big things out of that group.
Well, in terms of expectations, you know roughly what to expect, that the conference schedule is going to be a gauntlet. You knew it as a player, you know it as a coach. But the fans are familiar with that. Let's talk about the non-conference schedule for a moment.
Yep.
What does Radford have lined up that's going to be interesting out of league play?
Got a really challenging non-league schedule. We open up with some really, really tough Northeast teams at home. In Iona, Wagner, and then Hartford coming down here. Three really, really well-coached, tough Northeast kids that are going to come down here and compete and give us everything we got. During the midweek, we've got North Carolina, NC State, Charlotte. We go down there, which is going to be some really cool trips. We've got Virginia Tech at a home and home. We also go on the road to UVA, playing ETSU. We have a 3-game series with VMI, unique kind of weekend to where we're at their place on Friday and Sunday, and then they come to us on Saturday. And then we go down to Western Carolina. That's kind of our non-conference weekend trips. But the non-conference schedule is, it's a challenging one, and we want to try to play, the best teams that we possibly can. And that's kind of how we're setting up the schedule moving forward. And I think anytime you can play teams and programs that are well coached, their players are tough, they play the game the right way, and they're going to challenge you, it's only going to make you better. And that's our goal as a program. When I was a player here, when I was an assistant, and that's something that we want to make sure that we continue to instill in this program for years to come.
Well, that sounds good. We certainly are looking forward to seeing how it plays out. We wish you the best of luck. We wish all the Highlanders the best of luck in the season to come. Good luck with the final preparations as well. And thank you so much for your time, Coach.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you having us.